Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video, we'll be talking about why playing too many competitive games can be harmful to your life. And yeah, before we begin, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, don't forget to join Discord down below. You can go for at least 3 likes in today's video. Let's get straight in today's video. So, why can playing competitive games cause, you know, your life to become difficult? And here is my reasons why. It's because it can make your mindset go from, oh, being this nice wonderful person, to taking it too seriously. Um I learned from experience. So yeah, I'm not saying that happens to everyone, but from people that I talk to in the Brawlhalla community, I have seen that people take competitive games way too seriously. And make it their whole life mission to treat everyone like they're not even human. Like pretty much saying is that they'd be like, ah, but if you're playing games like Brawlhalla, there'd be such things like Elo, and be like, no, you suck. I'm not gonna listen to you. It's not up to my level, and have the high standards of players who play the game, right? And you know, that's such a bad way to sing about video games. If you really think about it, right? Because then you're limiting yourself to like what? For what? Like you're limiting yourself there in ways that will just make your life a whole lot more harder. Let's think about it, right? Playing too many competitive games make you have this mindset going, I have to win, or I have to win all the time, and then you end up hating people who are not up to par, who are not up to par with you at all. It makes your life harder. And we're like, oh, but you play absolutely sucks. And then you won't listen to anyone, be like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to people who are up to my skill level. And it's like, no. If you're just gonna be like that, then what's even the point at all, right? Like, what's even the point of playing competitive games when you're just gonna have a mindset like that in the first place? Like, it doesn't really help anyone in the long run if you really think about it, because that doesn't help anyone. That only causes more and more issues if you really think about it. And by playing too many competitive games, think about it, you're not leaving room for yourself to really think creatively. And I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't play competitive games. I think playing a healthy amount of competitive games where you're not always thinking about, oh, improving. I'm not saying you can improve, but like, I'm saying if you make that your only way of playing a game, going, the only way I'm gonna play this game is good, is going to improve and be toxic towards others who are just bad. But like, if you're also not that good at the game, and then you tell others that you're bad, then you're pretty much saying, "Oh, I'm better," but really not, and use the fact that you're insecure about yourself, right? Let's think about it in this way, right? Think about it this way, right? You're someone that plays. Let's say you play Brawlhalla, right? You're someone that plays Brawlhalla and then takes the game way too seriously, and to the point where you're saying all of this like weird stuff, being like, "Ah, you're never gonna be as good as me," and it's like, okay, by saying that, by saying stuff like, "Ah, but I'm better than you," it's like it's not really true. When m- when when you can just easily improve. disease, right? And the thing that really is annoying is like saying the exact things and over and again. But you're banned, so then why would I ever listen to anything that you have to say? And it's like that right there. Like you can tell when someone plays too much competitive games. Because I see a pattern when it comes to people who play too many competitive games. The mind is stuck in this loop of of always thinking that someone is good depending on their rank. And that's not always true. Because always assuming stuff like that can cause people to always fight and to hate each other for you're not the rank. And I know that oh it's a competitive game. What do you expect? True. But at the same time, playing too much of it cause you to rage, to be upset, and to be honest, it ruin your mental health big time. Because I see myself where I'm playing Brawlhalla for way too long, and then I feel like I gotta turn up like to listen to like motivational hype music to hype myself up, and then for me just to lose time and time again. And losing is a way of life. And yeah. And by the way, this video is gonna be recorded in the same day that the other one was recorded, but will be scheduled for the 11th of July. By the way, so tomorrow. And yeah, and by people like saying like, "Oh, but you're bad," and why should anyone listen to you? It's like here's my reason why people should listen. A, they always seeing someone inferior, pretty much saying that or because they suck, that they shouldn't be treated with respect. And that, my friend, is just disrespectful in so many ways. And yeah, like if you want to be treated with respect, then you should treat others with respect back. Because then, if you think about it, if you only care about people being good, and then use the fact that oh I'm good at this game to hate on others, you're not using the fact that you're good game against them, being like I'm better than you at this game, so that makes it not right for me to say that you're trash at this game. Just because you're good at a game doesn't make it right to be toxic and hate. Because everyone's trying to have fun in a video game. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 17, if you're in your teens, if you're a young adult, stuff like that, it doesn't matter. In your 30s, 40s, doesn't matter. You just treat people the way that you want to be treated. And by treating people, you're bad, so why do they listen to you? And make it your whole personality just to be hateful? Because of the fact that, someone's not as good as you at the game because you main the game and play the game non-stop every single day, then you're not showcasing the fact that you're going to be someone that's going to improve over time. You're just going to be someone that will never improve at life. And then when you say, but you're stuck. At the same time, when you've been doing that well in life, while you're hating on others based on the skill level in a singular video game, then when you're trying to be like, yeah, but I'm gonna one up you because my mind group was better than yours, or I'm better at PvP than you, or I'm better at building, or Whetstone, it's like, okay, and what's your point? Being toxic doesn't bring anyone joy. It doesn't do anything good for anyone at all. Like, if you look around you at life, you say, but toxicity is part of the game. Nope. What happens is when a community grows to the point where there's so much toxicity in the game, where the devs and the company can't do anything about it, right? And so, pretty much what happens is that, you know, it becomes an issue where we're pretty much everybody's fighting based on like your skill level or the elo and be like, yeah, you haven't made it diamond yet, or haven't made it to, grandmaster yet, haven't made it to champion level yet. And it's like, okay, but like everyone's trying their best in life overall to be as good as in a video game. And when you have the mindset going, you suck at playing video games, go back to playing Minecraft or just stop. Or when you go way too far, go off yourself. And then go and then you use someone's gender identity for the fact that they're trans or because they're part of a minority group, then you're going too far. Then you're going too far. I haven't made a whole video talking about this. The video will be left in the another video for the end card. Because using someone's gender identity, sexual orientation, or disability, like, oh, and the fact that it's probably because you're fatherless, and that's why you're bad at video games, and use the fact that that's probably why. That's probably why this person's bad at, this game, because because of the disability. It's like, no, that's not really the case at all. And then tell the other person and go off themselves because of the fact that they don't fit your religion or your ideology. I don't hate anyone for their religion, by the way. As long as you're not using your religion against the LGBTQI plus community and able to realize and able just to accept them for who they are, then you're fine. But using video games as a way to hate others, like, for example, competitive games. Like, using competitive games to hate doesn't do you any justice. It doesn't do anyone justice at all. Like, you can't use video games to hate someone for who they are as a person. That clearly shows that you're immature and not ready for the real world. And the fact that you think that, oh, but it's because of this and this reason. It's because this person's different than me, and because they're trans, because of... It's like, no. If you cannot handle someone who simply just wants to exist, there's nothing wrong to you or your family or to your friends and just existing, playing Minecraft or Brawlhalla or any other game, or any competitive game for that matter, or any other video game, or just reading a book for that matter, then guessing can't really handle the fact that people are just different, born trans, born gay, born LGBTQI plus. The fact that you just simply cannot handle, people who are different. And when you use the fact that someone's not good as you at the game, and be like, yeah, but you're not as good as me at this game, so that makes it totally worth me to hate you. It's like, no, actually, it doesn't. Like, I'm not even that good at Minecraft, but I'm not good with building. I'm not good at redstone. I'm not good with PvP at all. But do I care so much about someone being good or better than me or bad? No, because simply put it, life is just too short to care. Like, if you pay attention to life around you more, you will see that all around you that people are just trying to live life to the fullest, not caring about. And it's not stuff for being like, oh yeah, look, like being like, just trying to go through their life like anyone else, being like, then be like, oh yeah, you know, I use competitive games because I want to use it to hate on others. And what I say to that is that, like, what are you even doing in your life for one? Like, you're not doing anything good in your life at all. Like, you're not helping anyone out. You're not you know, helping anyone, at all by being toxic because someone's bad or worse than you at a video game. If you use the fact that someone isn't as good as you at a video game, then I'm sorry to say, but that's not even on them. Like, I know, like, people can always play video games. Like, I've seen it. And the fact that, people think that, oh, I'm gonna use the fact that people suck at this game against them. It's like, then it's like, okay. So you would rather be a toxic person than someone who is willing to learn, and then use the fact that someone isn't that good just to be hateful? That makes no sense at all. Like, being toxic at someone being good at a video game doesn't help anyone. And the reason why I'm making another video on this because I feel like I have to. Because of the simple fact that it gets kind of tiring when you're playing, a game, like any game for that matter, and then people go, but like, you suck, and stuff like that. Then it always says the exact same thing, repeating sentence. But you're not as good as me, and you never will be. It's like, but and then people forget that people don't waste their time being good, and then, come on, really, really. I gotta look for another creeper since I could wanted to blow up. And yeah, like, I feel like people need to understand. You should take competitive games way too seriously every time you log on. You're making your life harder. By being like, I have to be this good player. And then you and your friends have this, like, mind going, but you suck. Because you're not be as good as, as me and stuff like that. And then, you know what I say to people like that? Then it's like, okay, then, guessing you're not really ready to really be listened to and stuff like that. Because the simple fact that people aren't always going to be as good at video games as you want them to be. And people starting to be like, apologizing for that, be like, oh, I'm sorry that, I'm not reply to your high standards. Like I always advocate for respect when it comes down to it, because people need to understand that it's not always about being good at a video game. Because to me put it, life is just too short. You really care that deeply about, being good or bad at playing a simple video game, right? Like, and if you make your personality about being only good at, one game, then what's even the point of playing that game? When your whole goal is to like hate on others who are just trying to just have fun. And that's why, I always make videos like this, because it's like, I make videos from time to time on this, because I think kind of tiring hearing about, like, oh my god, really? Really, skeleton? Really? And always hearing like the same exact thing. And be like, yeah, but you're bad. Oh, you this and this and this and this. And it's like, okay, but like, do I care about if I'm bad or good at the game? Not really. The simple fact that if you use, like, again, you're bad or you're good or bad. If you use the fact that someone's not good as you as a way to cope with the fact that they're not as good as you, or the fact that they just don't care. Because people will say like, "Oh, I don't want to improve this game," be like, but then it's like, isn't like annoying always? Doesn't it? Isn't it tiring being this hateful person when someone is trying to enjoy their life playing a simple video game like Minecraft, Brawlhalla, or it does anything. Like, if you're just gonna force people to be good, you making them not want to prove at all, to be honest. Actually, making it even more harder for them to, for them to, you know, for them to, to get better and for them to play the game. Because for me, I used to play Brawlhalla, like, every time when I would log on and stuff like that. But the thing is that, again, I don't care to get better at that game no more because of the fact that the community is just too, just people in that community just too toxic. And it gets kind of tiring, not gonna lie. Doing the exact same thing over and over again. And then being like, told, oh, you never will amount to anything. Like, saying stuff like that, and then being like, oh, it's because you're fatherless and that's why. It's like, how did, and then you, again, use someone's gender identity and the sexuality, and then be like, yeah, this is the reason why you suck. It's like, for one, that makes zero goddamn sense to use against people. Because not only does that make you look bad, it makes you look really dumb and makes you look really silly in the long run. Because think about it, right? Think about it. Like, does being toxic solve any world issues at all in life? Nope. It causes issues. People always fighting all the time. And it gets tiring, not gonna lie. Like, why would anyone want to, oh no, want to be toxic? Oh, because for one, of their own insecurities, because of the fact that they have nothing better to do with their life, and then use the hate they have against themselves to put on others. And then they won't admit it. And then they say stuff about the trans community, and then when you add to say, oh, it's because it's sexist and ableist, meaning that they hate people who are autistic, neurodivergent, and Down syndrome. And then when you out them, they then all of a sudden go, no, that's not the reason why. No. Why would you ever say that? It's like a bet. It's because simply put it's the fact that we just don't like people who just make them feel down all the time. Like, cause I don't. Like what? Hold on. What gives librarian? The librarian. There's no library. Wait. Here's a library. I think that's a library right there. No. Uh, Come on. And yeah, like I just wish that people were just more understanding and just less hateful when it comes to playing competitive games because of the fact that it is tiring dealing with the same exact shit each time you just want to play a nice chill game of just whatever. And then they use the fact of being, yeah, but you suck at this game. And it's like, bruh, don't even matter in the day? No. It's me put it shouldn't matter. Because simply put it is that if you're just gonna use someone's gender identity against them, then you know, then yeah, well, and yeah, people need to realize that by being, you know, this way, you're not really helping out anyone in the long run. Like, not really helping out anyone at all. And that's something that I always will really I always try to, tell people is that being toxic doesn't bring anyone joy at all. Like, it legit does not. The simple fact is that why be toxic when you're just playing a competitive game? I know it's a competitive game and it can cause stress and anger when you lose. But sometimes the best thing to do is to, and all these guys nitwits. Any any of you all ah hold on. Hold on. And then then yeah. Um and then let me just make a whole I can just push her in. And then yeah. So pretty much yeah, I just feel like people need to be more respectful of people who when they play games okay. And then nope. And yeah, so I'm gonna end it here. So if you guys did enjoy the video, moral of the story, don't use video games or use video games as a way to hate others, based on someone's skill level, and definitely not based on someone's sexual orientation, gender identity, and their disability in the way they talk. Because if you're someone that's immature in their teens, and definitely when you're someone that's already a full grown adult, then what are you doing? And yeah, I'm gonna leave you all here while I try to get mending. And yeah, see ya. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to join Discord as well. And the video that will be out when, well, not when the video gets done uploading, but I'll put it in the end card. And yeah, see ya.